welcome to the Podnas with Phace, Pat, and Tiz.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Podnas, show where three friends separated by distance, connected by brotherhood, having weekly conversations that you can join in on. As always, I'm 1/3 of the Podnas, your boy Tiz, along with...
It's the Padawan here, the other third, along with...
Yeah, it's me. It's Phace.
Ahead of the race.
And the place.
All that stuff.
Well, so this is our 21 episode.
21.
Episode 21, I should say. That did not make sense. Yeah, that sounded savage. I don't know what I was talking about there. But yeah, this is our 21st episode. And yeah, man, we gonna have some stuff to talk about this week. So first off, did y'all see this Ron Isley and Earth, Wind, and Fire versus Celebration? I don't know.
Celebration. Yeah, I caught like some of it. Like I got like probably like halfway through or whatever, but yeah, I saw it.
All right, so I got a couple questions. Is that a clone of Ron Isley? I haven't seen Ron Isley in a long time. But with that beard, is that a clone of it? Is that the real Ron Isley?
Yeah, I ain't even see it. I don't even know.
Have you seen him lately with like a beard in like the past? I don't know how long he's had his beard.
Since you haven't seen him.
It's really weird.
Yo, like
really weird.
Steve kept talking to Ron and kept saying, Ron, how you feel, Ron, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, where is Ron? Where is Ron? I can't see Ron.
I damn sure did not realize that was Ron. Like I was like, no.
It was like a half shot, right? It was a half shot of him, like to the side, right? It was like a side view of his face. And I looked close and I was like, all right. I kind of like imagined him Adobe Photoshopped his like beard off and put like you know how he had the little ponytail in the back of his head or whatever in my head. And I was like, oh shit, that's Ron with a beard.
Yeah, I was like, I know they was talking about cloning Gucci and Kodak Black, but I was like, did they clone Ron Isley? That is not the real Ron Isley. No. That beard makes him look like a completely different person. I was not ready for that.
Oh man, Ron.
So what did you think of the show? What was your thoughts?
It wasn't what I expected because everything that I ever seen, like as far as them in concert, the Isley brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire was like a laser flashing camera lights action spectacle, like, you know what I'm saying? So this felt like the end of the cookout when you were young and all the old heads would listen to the music in the background and get drunk. Talk about old shit in the back of the day.
You don't know about this.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a Steve Harvey comedy special on a low. Okay. Yeah.
Does Steve Harvey hosting a show or an event, does it automatically make it doomed to disappoint? I feel like every time Steve Harvey been involved with something in the past year or two, like it just go to shit. Like he called somebody by the wrong name or he announced the wrong winner. What you said?
If he on this shit, I don't watch the shit any damn way because his ass ain't funny.
Okay, so yeah, I was gonna ask that. Like, what happened to him? Like, is he not still funny? Is like what happened to him? He won't never funny to me.
Steve Harvey won't never funny to me. He just told stories. That's all. He won't never a funny comedian to me. I think that's why he was the host of the Kansas Comedy, because he was the least funniest motherfucker.
Nah, that I will agree with. He was the least funny out of that group.
Yeah,
for damn sure.
those some juggernauts.
The Steve Harvey show, he wasn't funny on his show. Saturday Entertainment was funny, and the sporting cast was made the show. And him himself wasn't funny on that show.
Levita.
So I don't know.
Levita, that's her name.
Romeo.
I could see him making a good business. I see him as a good businessman because he was able to, at the age of 34, start making money. So he got a late start in life. So I give him as a good businessman for doing what he did later in life, but being funny, no.
That's what I felt about him. I felt like he's more the business behind stuff sometimes than the actual, like the main comedic act. He just seems more business minded in everything, even with the way he take gigs from different shows or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but for real, like even with his comedy back in the day, it had like some type of comedic moment or whatever, but it just sounds like mostly it's just him cussing the whole time. It's like the way he cuss is the funny part about it. Like that seems like what his gig. And then facial expression. He has like the stage presence or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I give him that. He has the stage presence and stuff like that, but it's just like, I don't know, it's like your drunk uncle that's just telling stories at the cookout with him. That's how I get with him. I feel like whatever. I felt like he was trying to make his own. Remember back in the day, the Sinbad summer specials or whatever, with Sinbad would host, and he'll have
Sinbad.
Sinbad funny
Sinbad instead of Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I felt like he was trying to do that. But I don't think he really was trying to do that. But that's what the feel of it seemed like it was. But I don't know. I was like, oh shoot, they just gonna sit down and just talk from in between from time to time or whatever. But
okay.
Yeah.
Now, talking about Steve Harvey, it leads me to my Tiz take / Umar update of the week. So it's gonna get a little different on this one. Because I don't have an Umar update. I just have a Tiz take. So here we go. The Tiz take of the week. When you get off your path of purpose, you will always end up lost. So sometimes in life, you may start off like with a certain focus or something, and then along the way, because of what you're doing, you will get lost, or it'd be harder for other people to see that focus. So for example, you might start a business like where you selling food, like organic food items. But then through networking and meeting new people in that industry, you start like dabbling in MMA promotion because somebody got a lick on that. And then you start flipping houses, and then you start making R&B music. Like your true purpose of like selling organic foods, your core audience ain't gonna see that no more. They gonna be like, where are you at? You all over the place. So, all right. So I got to this take this week. I've been observing YouTube and reading our comments as well. And I noticed like a lot going on in this Umar Johnson sector. And it's a lot of shit that I'm just not into. So I noticed people degrading themselves for views, taking off clothing for views, arguing and body bagging each other for views, doxing and lawsuits being pursued. You see people who were just arguing and beefing one week. Now they teaming up on panels for views. And then they started off like a lot of these channels, they started off like making normal ethical videos. Like they were either critiquing Umar and his scam, or they were supporting him and like trying to promote his speaking engagements and stuff like that. I also see a rise in people on YouTube, like they'll put Umar Johnson name, or they'll put Kevin Samuels name, or they'll put Derek Jackson name in the title. And then you click on the video and it's nothing to do with them people at all. Like it's some random conversation about something completely different.
That's just like when YouTube first came out and like the underground rappers would just like put Jay-Z, Drake, Lil Wayne, and ain't not one person
like how
up
Soulja
there.
Boy got on.
Yeah.
That type of shit.
Hey, I had a question.
Yeah.
What is body bagging? Before I like forget. What the fuck is that?
No, that's a legit question. All right, so body bagging is when you get on these they get on these live panels, right? And they basically talk for like hours and they argue about, they start off trying to argue about like Umar Johnson stuff, but it always goes left. And then it'd be like, how bad can I put you down as a person to make sure that I win this argument for the moment?
Dirty Dozen?
Basically, that's what it ended up being. But it'd be like crazy. Like people be talking about people's occupation, their wives, they like, oh, it'd be crazy, man. Like yeah.
Your mama's so fat.
But basically, like if you win the argument or whatever, they call it you got body bag or you body bag that person. You know, like
I thought niggas was like I thought they were freestyling about Umar Johnson and
might as well be. That's what it turned into, like some WWF shit.
Because that's what I
shit.
That's where I heard that term from.
Battle rap type shit. Like that's what it turned into every week. And then like the clickbait shit, like to me, that's no different than the false advertising that Umar do about the school. You selling something that ain't there. And the sad part is, it's like a lot of people who started with like real legit content that was like, this is actually good shit here. It didn't just turn into something completely different. So to all my fellow content creators, stay true to the purpose that made you passionate about creating your content. That way you and your audience will remain full of integrity and you'll be always happy about your content. Now, I say that to say, I ain't gonna be just reporting on Umar no more unless it's actually something that he did that week. For me, like I look at it like 90% of our content is about whatever we talk about. And then it's that 10% each week of my little commentary on Umar. And I roast him sometimes, I'll admit that, but I feel like
it'd be fun.
I'm like, it's hilarious, some of the stuff he's doing. And I'm coming from a place of like, I started it because I actually was supporting and donated to this dude and I believed. And then I realized that he's scamming people. So my purpose is just to talk about the school. So if he ain't did nothing that week involving the school, I'm gonna stay off of it. But I just push people to make content with integrity out here. A lot of people got a lot of creative ideas and, you know what I mean? Stay true to your purpose, people. Otherwise, you end up in a dead end. And that's this week's TST.
I was like, I need to go ahead and ask him right now before I forget. Because we'll get through that. About that body bagging, man. Because I was like, man, I thought they were like have a freestyle contest.
No,
whatever.
That's just what they do. That's their way of I guess, I don't know. I guess getting promotion. They go and argue with each other. But it'd be funny because it'd be like 1 week, these two people will be like arguing and beefing. And then the next week they'll be on each other's lives being friends. And then it'd be like, then somebody will be brought up at it's weird, man. Like it's getting too weird for my blood.
Yeah, I would say after a while, you know, they notice that majority of the likes is probably from the Umar subject or whatever, and they got to create something. Even when he's not doing anything, he has to create something.
Yeah, I ain't trying to go down that road.
Yeah, so yeah, it's cool. It's one thing that, you know, get him when he's doing something, but you know, making up situations is just bullshit.
And I ain't about to just sit there and roast him if he ain't talking about the school. Like, if he talking about the school, he getting whatever is coming to him. But
you know who I'm about to roast right now? And because we need to bring this up, Steve Harvey and what the hell he wore at the verses. Like He come out looking like Darkwing Duck with that
He look
big
like an
sombrero
Easter
on the
egg.
head. I had to get some Easter colors for this event because I knew I was going. I'm like, man,
No, you did not have to do that.
You were saying every cookout stereotype you could think of right now. He had that big ass hat. I'm like, and that's not the
super bro.
That's not the first time he had that big ass hat. He had like New Year's Eve. He came out looking like the Mad TV Spy versus Spy.
New Year's Eve jump.
He hosted one of the New Year's Eve ball drop events or whatever. He had that big ass hat on, looking like one of the Spy versus Spy comic from Mad TV. Like, man, his suits used to be so smooth. Now it just seemed like they extreme zoot suits, like from back in the day. But yeah, that's all I had to say.
Because don't nobody dress like that no more.
Yeah, like
people be wearing more tailored and bespoke shit.
Yeah, he a gimmick too. He's a gimmick. That was his claim to fame, is all them weird suits, and he can wear weird suits. I think
that's what happened to him, man. Like he started going down that road of let me try to be a life coach.
Mm-hmm.
And he lost all of the funny parts about himself. Like he started trying, because now he's trying to be somebody's daddy. Like, we ain't asked you for that.
That's what it is. Because if you notice, he started doing all these family oriented like shows like Family Feud and stuff like that, and that became part of his brand or whatever. You even notice that he stopped cussing after a while. And like I said before, that was the main funny part of his comedy. It was him cussing at some situation. Like, goddamn Willie, free my Uncle Willie.
Is that him that did the Uncle Willie?
I think that was.
I thought that was Don D.C. Kerr. It might have been.
That might have been Don D.C. Kerr. I don't know,
but I just know that voice.
It just it'd be something. Yeah, it'd be something like him. I know he said something about Willie.
No, he had a Willie joke.
He had a Willie joke.
Willie got fired.
He got fired. Yeah.
Yep. Hell yeah.
And I like Willie. Like his stories, all right, okay. But he just cussed through him, and that's why what makes him funny. And now that he's off, yeah, he just cussed through him. Now he's family man. He can't cuss as much, so that took away his funny. Yeah. All he could do is facial expressions, like.
Godfrey be doing a good impersonation of that nigga. That'd be funny. So this week is the finale of getting to know the Podnas. Unless we have some type of reunion special or something, or some weird like that we have a guest on or something. But yeah, this week we got Phace getting interviewed, and Pat has prepared some questions. So yeah, getting to know the Podnas, part 3, Phace edition.
Phace in the place. Phace in the place.
Running in the race.
What's going on?
Yep. Just a couple of questions, to get to know my bigger bro.
On the hot seat.
All right. So, who is Phace from childhood to the man you are today? Like, who are you? What are the things that in your life that got you to be the man that you are today?
Well, Phace is a very complicated individual. He's an emotional person. He's an angry person. He's a happy person. Most of the time, he just like to be a person who stays to himself. I grew up as an only child, as most people know, until I met my brother, Phace, in 6th grade. So for the most time, growing up, I was a latchkey kid. Newer generations really don't know what a latchkey kid is. It means I had a key to the house. I let myself out to go to school. I got on the city bus, and I was living where I was living. I brought myself back home, let myself in, cooked my lunch, my dinner, and sat there waiting for my mama to go home. To just give you a geographical area, of who Phace is. I was born in New York, stayed there for 5 years, moved to Atlanta, stayed there till I was 11, and I moved to Virginia, and I've been here ever since. Coming to Virginia, I moved to Petersburg first, then to Ettrick, and then I was grown after that. I went to college at ODU, where really didn't focus on school. I focused on trying to have a social life because I didn't have a social life growing up. So being I was a sheltered latchkey kid, I really just stayed in the house all the time. Had the very strict rules, couldn't really do no extracurricular activity like most people my age because of the overbearingness of my family. But at the end of the day, it gave me more of a, as an adult, I can take care of a house better than most people because I was in the house so I know how to take care of a house. I know how to do most things most men don't know how to do, being I was raised by women. I know how to do to a different type of level. As far as the angriness of space, me being an angry person, I feel like that came from a lot of different things in my childhood, being physically abused, that led to that, a lot of anger inside. My father passing away at a young age, and really not ever have a chance to get to know him or know much about him. That led to the anger, and just not really having an outlet to voice what I was feeling, because most men raised in my time of growing up was raised, you keep your stuff to yourself, be strong, be tough. But that fractures one's psyche. And I can personally say, like, sometimes I sit and I don't know what's going on because I feel like my psyche is fractured to a certain point. But that's part of being myself, as far as part of being Phace. So I deal with that on a day-to-day basis. As far as, is this right? No. Is this no? But I mean, I feel a lot of people second guess themselves. With me, I third and fourth guess myself just because of how I was raised and just the different stuff that I got going on mentally. But Phace is a complicated individual. So when all women are saying men are simple, I guess I'm that one in a million, because there ain't shit simple about me. To know me is to know the complexity of me. So that's who Phace is.
Feel you on that, bro. I think that's why
He's a complicated man. No one understands. But it's Lord.
That's Phace.
Damn right.
Damn right. Damn right.
Da, da, da. We gotta get you a theme song. When you said get into the social life when you got to ODU, I think that's probably why we clicked on the low without really even stating that, because I was sheltered myself for a good minute, and I don't know, man, it just seemed click. Yeah, it was crazy. Like one moment he'll have a wild moment, the next moment I'll stop being quiet, I'll have a wild moment, and first person I met ODU, man.
I beg your pardon, clicked on the low. That was crazy.
Dog.
I'm sorry. I gotta get it. I'm sorry.
Yo, he's terrible, man.
Too easy of a setup.
Goddamn bully. All right. All right. So, what would you say is your biggest life lesson that you've learned so far?
I don't know about biggest, but I got a couple that stand out more than anything else that always resonate in my daily life. The first one is never help those who don't want to help themselves. I mean, too many times in my life, I've extended my hand further than it should be extended just to try to help others and I see them in need. But I had to come to a realization that if people aren't willing to help themselves, me trying to help them is only going to hinder myself more. Another life, can't be a friend to everybody. You can only be a friend who is a friend to you. Once again, too many times I've extended my hand to try to help those in need when I knew I could help them. But after the help wasn't appreciated, or the true genuineness of the help, it wasn't really seen. You feel me? So it was always seen as something else. Type of person I am, I really don't need nothing from nobody else, because I really don't ask other people for something. If I can't get it myself, I just won't get it. It ain't meant for me to have. That's just how I am. But I've always been raised to be the person, if I see someone in need, if I have the ability to help them, it is the right thing for me to do, to at least offer that assistance. those two life lessons come hand in hand because you want to help people who you think are your friends in times of their need, especially when they express that need to you. But there always comes a time when those people who you are extending your hand to are only using you. You feel me? And I had to figure that out the hard way. But at the end of the day, people come into your life for a reason and a season. And I'm glad that I've had those experiences. It just helped me become the how can I say, the further complicated person I am, because I really don't extend my hand to no one anymore at all. I mean, if you need help, you will have to come to me for the help. I don't offer anything anymore because it's because of those life lessons. People may see that on my day to day and not understand why and think I'm wrong for that. But at the end of the day, I'm not, because my life lessons have told me I'm right countless times over and over and over again. Never help those who don't help themselves. Only be friends. Only be a true friend to people who are a true friend to you.
That's right.
Just in saying that, if I can come to somebody and I can vent to them, but they don't feel they can do the same to me, we're not friends on the same level.
Oh,
that's real.
That's real.
You need to be able to feel like he can come to me and do that, but I don't feel comfortable. Nah, if we friends, you're gonna the same instances I have around you. Not I'm saying you should have around me. The same vulnerabilities I have with you, you should have around me. If we are true friends, I think as adults we get that term real fucked up, friend. Most people we know are associates.
How many of us have them?
I got 5. I can count my friends in my hand. I got 5. Everybody else is single serving associates or people I just know. Because at the end of the day, a friend is gonna be that person I can pick up the phone and ask for assistance, and they're gonna be there for me. An associate is that person who gonna hesitate but looking at the phone, seeing me call, I'm like, man, let me see what's going on. No, I'm not the person. Facts. Because if you are my friend, I see the phone call, I don't care for what I'm doing, what time in the morning it is.
Let me see
what's up. You call me for a reason. And if I know you are my friend, if it is an odd ass time in the morning, I know you need my assistance because you wouldn't be calling me no other time than that. So I'm gonna pick up the phone. A true friend indeed. You feel me? So biggest life lessons, just so far, that's them. You feel me? But life is still continuing. So hopefully I'll have bigger life lessons to learn going down the road as I go into my 40s and 50s, 60s, and 70s, hopefully Lord willing. But right now it's just all about personal relationships as far as what I've learned.
That's real. That's real. That's real. Man, it kind of hit hard, man. I had to learn that myself. So I definitely understand where you're coming from about, spending hand out too much.
Bro.
So what would you say are some events in your life that may have changed you for the better?
Being homeless as a child, that changed my trajectory. I feel like if I wasn't homeless as a child, life could have went a lot different, bigger, different way if I wasn't homeless. Being abused as a child, it gave me an insight of how to be a father, and just if I'm not in my child's life, what I want from that man who's in my child's life. Because like I said, my dad died when I was young, so the dude who physically abused me was just my mother's boyfriend. He just used to beat my ass for no reason. So I mean, that's another reason I see things a lot differently, and I have a lot of anger in myself. And so one of the reasons I will never go to Atlanta, Georgia by myself, because I know I will find him and I will kill him. That's why if you ever realize, bro, I never come to Georgia by myself. I always come with somebody else. Even though I have the ability to do it myself, I can't. I know me physically. I'm that self-aware of myself that if I'm in Georgia by myself, I will find him and I will kill him. So that's just because of that fractured psyche shit. So I try to keep myself in check and do the normal things, do the things I need to do to keep myself from being there mentally. But it is what it is. Other things in life helped shape me, get my heart broken the first time. In that real toxic relationship and going through the events of that, being robbed in that toxic relationship, having somebody show up in my bedroom when I was asleep, waking up to somebody in your bedroom. I got problems with that because even to now, loud screams send me back to that place. So like, if my wife screams for a bug or something or anything, I'm no longer visual. No, mentally, I'm no longer in my house. I see that I'm back in Richmond in those apartments years ago with the same situation. So I know like I need therapy for that situation, but that it has actually helped me because I'm more aware of my surroundings. I'm more aware of what goes on around my house. I'm more aware of everything now because of that. So I never take the same way home. I always switch my paths up. I always make sure I'm looking out. Just people say it's paranoid, but in today's world, I feel like it's necessary precautions that I take that I didn't take back then. So nowadays, I guess you can say I got caught lacking, but no one expects to wake up with somebody in your bedroom
at all.
So,
Yeah, big
I mean, that helped shape me. Going to the college I did, going to ODU, it helped shape the personality I have, and how can I say the different outlooks I have on different people. I had a choice between going to an HBCU or just going to ODU, where it's just a public school and any and everybody goes there. You feel me? It's set right in the middle of a neighborhood, so you not only experiencing different cultures but different social economic levels as well. Me myself, when I was in school, I really didn't chill with the school people. I chilled with people that weren't in school. I mean, that was just the crowd I liked. You feel me? That was what I was comfortable around. I didn't feel like I had to try to put on airs in front, like, oh, I'm this person. Just because I'm in college, I could just be myself, even though I'm still here to get an education. I can still be myself. That being said, I did well in school. I did not do good in school, but I've always done well in anything I've attempted to do because a lot of things come easy. So I feel that is a hindrance somewhat because I feel like I didn't push myself as much as I should have because everything has come easy. So at the age I am now, being more self-aware, I know I need to motivate myself in certain situations where I may not feel I need to be motivated because it comes so easy. Even though things are easy, you still need to motivate yourself to attain a higher level because those things are easy. It shouldn't be even that easy to get to a higher level if you just focus. And that's why I didn't. So going to that school, it helped me realize like when it comes to just life in general or professional atmosphere, anything, if it's easy, focus even more. That's it. Most people are like, if it's hard, you need to focus. No, because anything that's hard in life is worth doing. So I automatically focus hard on that. It's that easy shit that I didn't give a fuck about that. It was like, all right, this is a breeze that I didn't focus on. But if I could do that part over, I would go to school and I still party and do everything else, but I'd focus just a little bit more. I'd give it like another 10 or 20% focus on doing the things I need to do. So I could have had a better outcome that I feel like I wouldn't have had the pitfalls I've had in life if I would have buckled down at that point in life, into my early 20s. But once again,
on that for myself, yeah.
Once again, without those pitfalls, I wouldn't have the other knowledge that I have because I may have the pure book knowledge, but the experiences in life I've had outside of just in that school atmosphere, outside of that, have helped shape me to be the person I am too. So I mean, I appreciate all those experiences, but I feel that we all look back on things in hindsight 2020. We have a clear vision of what we should have done back then. But what if we take that same hindsight vision that we have and apply it to now? That's what we don't do. I feel like that's where I'm at now, applying my past hindsight to my present and my future, because I can still use my enhanced vision of what I should have done and add it to my day-to-day life and just think a little bit more precautious. All right, boom, this is what the decision is. Think about two possible outcomes. Not think about, all right, I'm gonna do this and this gonna happen, because 9 times out of 10, what if it don't happen? You don't want to leave yourself shit out there. So deductive reasoning, the more thinking on personal issues and just everyday issues. A lot of people are like, oh, it's just life, you live life, but the decisions you make, your life is like an interactive game. You feel me? It's just like the game of life, interactive game. The decisions you make day to day can sway what goes on. A lot of people believe in destiny, but even if you're destined to do something, if you make the wrong decision, you could change that destiny. So think with precaution. I mean, use deductive reasoning in your life. That's what I've got from that in those big moments.
True. You have stacked yourself up to be a strong strong individual yourself. And that one thing that you did say that peaked out is like the motivation part. It's like getting yourself motivated to do the easy things too. So my next question is, speaking of motivation, what are some people that inspire you, you know, or you have admiration for that might, you know, you see their acts may get you motivated to follow your own dreams and goals yourself. So that's just the main question of people that inspire you.
Mostly, obviously, the most people like, well, this famous person is my role model. Well, I've never really had a role model outside of my family. You feel me? Like, I never looked at famous people like, well, I want to be like this, because my mentality is different. Once again, you famous, that's your job. You chose to do that, and you just got an opportunity that I didn't have. So now you do this for a living. That's a person's job. So I don't feel like I'm looking up to them, because at the end of the day, I could be looking up to another person with a regular job and that's doing the same thing. You're just not getting the spotlight. So as far as the people in my life, of course, number one is my mother. Just her hard work ethic, and just what she's shown me as far as how to make it out of nothing. You feel me? Like, once again, I was homeless as a child. Of course, I wasn't an orphan on the streets, so I was living with my mother. So we were both homeless. My mother came from that because of a bad decision she made, and she ain't homeless, and we ain't homeless no more. So for those who are struggling, something you can turn yourself around. Don't let yourself continue to go down a negative path. You can take a chance and do something different. You can turn that negative into something positive and never have to look back. Another person, I would say, two people roll into one, is my Uncle Greg and my Uncle Leon. Like I said, I didn't have no father growing up. So I looked at them as my male figures when I needed advice or something like that. Once again, I really don't ask nobody for something, but in my adult years, when I come to a point where I'm like, well, I don't know. I want to know about making a decision, or let me see if this person has had this experience before. I will go to my uncles. You feel me? Like, they got their own family, they got their own kids, but I always felt like they were like extensions of a father to me. You feel me? So I looked up to them. One uncle went to jail at a young age, turned his life around. Boom, working, good father, and everybody looks up to him. Great artist. You feel me? So I love that part. My other uncle, retired firefighter, had a heart attack, open heart surgery, built back from that. You would never know if you saw him that he had surgery. So just the strength they exude. You feel me? Like, not even physical strength, just strength of soul. Their soul is strong. You feel me? Like, when my great grandmother passed, the strength that they had to deal with their mother passing, just the strength they show. You feel me? Like, that gives me strength to be strong. Another person I look up to, my little brother Tiz. I look up to him.
Oh shit.
Growing up, we, like I said, we didn't have a dad. You feel me? Like, so I learned a lot of stuff from him and vice versa. In my adult years, I call him for advice, and that's my little brother. So, shit, that's what it is.
Love you too,
I feel, love you too, bro. We've grown together, but we've grown apart. But it's the growing apart that makes us better individuals and stronger, that we can lean on each other when we need to. You feel me? They're growing up together. That was our basic building blocks as far as doing what we need to do as far as men, just being men themselves. But as far as being adult men, it's the differences that we help complement each other on those. Another person I look up to, and she may think I don't look up to, my grandmother. And me and my grandmother argue tooth and nail. We argue tooth and nail, but I love her to death. We argue so much because we're so much alike, and that's all that is. We're so much alike. And that's why we argue so much, because we're so much alike. I don't like people telling me stuff, and she loves telling people stuff. She likes to be a leader and run everything. And I like to do my own thing and just let me experience. So, my mother raised me, but everybody thinks I'm my grandmother's son. You feel me? Like, if you never met my mother, you would think that's my mother, and my mother's my sister. just because of the dynamic. Like me and my mother, like we got more of a brother-sister relationship because I can talk to her about anything, like, and vice versa. So
I feel
we
that.
grew up together. So I'm only 20 years younger than my mother, so we grew up together. What she was learning as an adult, as I was growing up as a child, I was learning the same thing she was learning.
I feel that.
So, I really feel like the core, those people in my family really helped shape me. My mother, my grandmother, my two uncles, and my brother. I feel like I got most of the stuff in my life, helpful stuff, that helped me become a strong, independent person from those people. Another person I looked up to growing up, even though I really didn't have a good relationship or a close relationship because he passed early, was my father. I looked. It's kind of a weird concept for me to say, but I looked up to my father on what not to become.
That's real.
I held him as such. As a child, I saw things differently because of what was told to me of how he passed. So I was always told my dad died. My dad got killed because, as a child, I was told my dad got killed because someone attempted to rob him and he just won't go give his shit up. So at a certain point as a child, I was like, God damn right, I ain't gonna let nobody take nothing from me. I'll just go out. But as you get older, your mind grows, so you get able to see past a childish lie. You feel me? So in my 20s, I figured out and I found out that my father was a drug dealer. Cool, okay. I know the game because I've dabbled in that too. Then in my early 30s, I found out how my father died and the true reason why my father died. My father died because he was a shotter. People who don't know what a shotter is people who rob drug dealers. So my father ended up robbing some drug dealers who, or how can I say, not rob, but took some product from somebody and won't try to give the money up for them, and tried to move out of state. So the people found them, did what they did to him, and that was that. When I first found out, I was upset. Just being upset. You lose a parent. You feel me? But at the end of the day, I know the game now. At almost being 40, I know the game. I also know the mentality of myself when I was in the game, and just some cold, hard, real shit. If I was in those shoes and he had to did the same shit to me, the outcome would have been the same. Because in the game, you have to take them out. It's not about nothing but my money.
Business.
So as an adult, I have a better appreciation for the situation. I still don't know that side of my family, which I would love to meet that side of my family. I haven't seen that side of my family since I was 5 when I moved from New York. And I actually have a brother that lives somewhere in 804 that I've never met. You remember, I've never met him. And I know I have a little brother that lives in 804 that I think he's in his 20s or something like that, and I've never met him. I would love to meet him. You feel me? Not for no old, let's catch up, or okay, just know you got somebody else in the world that share the same bloodline with you. That's it. You remember, that's it. And I would love to re-meet my grandmother on the other side if she's still living, just for the sake of culture and knowing my family on that side. Because my father's from Trinidad, even my mother's Black, so I'm not all the way fully just straight African American. So I would love to know the other part of my culture. So not only me, but my children and my children's children later on in life, they can learn and appreciate that. And because as African Americans, we don't have too much culture that was stripped away from us. So the part of me that does still have some true original culture still there in the island and stuff like that, I will want to learn how to appreciate that and learn to cultivate that in my family. But that's neither here nor there because like I said, I don't know the dude. I don't know my other part of my family. So I live a continuous doing what I need to do as far as for my new family with my kids and my wife. So that's just that. But yeah, those are the people I looked up to, man. My mama, my grandmama, my 2 uncles, and just a weird ass look up to my father as far as I grew, what to do and what not to do.
True. I'm beginning to feel a theme here. This is what I feel. Tis.
Yes.
I'm beginning to feel a theme here. A theme of like changing a negative into a positive. That's the theme I'm getting here. So I'm wondering, do you have any regrets or any situation that stand out that you would feel like you would have handled differently, knowing the things that you know now as a man right now?
Oh yeah, it's quite a few things. It's quite a few things. I can't say there are regrets because I was always raised and taught you never regret nothing, you just learn from it, not to make the mistake again. So I have things I've learned and things I would change, but I appreciate the way they went so I could learn. One thing is never being in a toxic ass relationship, man. Like it destroys you from the inside out. I went through 7, almost 8 years of a very, very toxic relationship where I saw the worst of myself and the worst of another person. At one point, that person had turned my family against me and my friends against me. I mean, that person was just a trip. But if I could go back, I would talk to myself and show myself the red flags that I know I saw in the beginning. So I could take a different path on that. I mean, the relationship, it taught me something as going through it as far as what I shouldn't do. But I feel that those life lessons could have been learned in a more productive way and not as much of so much of a damaging way to myself or my mentality. I wish I'd have had a different type of childhood where I was able to actually participate in shit and actually be a normal, what people say would be a normal kid, so I could have somewhat better social skills, because if people see me in public, they'll never know I'm me because I don't talk. As much as I talk on the show and make content, I don't talk to people in public because them social skills are not there for me. I mean, I know how to have a conversation. I'm not an ignorant individual. I'm a very intelligent person, so I can carry a conversation about just about anything. But I don't like to talk to people, and that's because of I didn't participate in a lot of things as a child. I was always to myself or by myself, so that's how I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable around myself and by myself. So there's nothing against other people. It's just it's not that many people just gonna converse and be on the same level and want to talk about the shit I want to talk about. So I'd rather just stick to myself. I wish I wouldn't have lost my father at such an early age, but that's not my control. That's just a regret. That's just a universal regret. But I mean, most 80s babies who either lost their father to the prison system or lost their father to the drug game probably say the same thing. And most of them are grown now. I'm like, well, I don't need my father, man. I'm good. But you do need your father, because there's some things that you can only ask your father. There's certain things about myself I would never know. There's certain things about why I get angry about certain things that I would never understand. Even with counseling, I would never understand it because some of it comes from heredity. Some things are, you get some things from your father, from your parents. You know? So I mean, those things I would never know about. Those things I would never have a true understanding about, because there is no lifeline to that side for me to ask about or get information about. So I know about my mama's side about it, but even in that, I feel weird because damn near at 40 years into my life, I look at my family now and like, I'm the oddball out of my entire family on my mama's side. I'm the only dark-skinned one in my family. I'm the only one not born in Petersburg, Virginia. I'm the only one that everything I do, I'm the only one in the family that does. I feel like the oddball.
That's real.
But is that because, but my thing is, me not knowing, is that because I actually have more things in common with the other side of me or my other side of my family? But I would never know because I don't know that side. So I go throughout life feeling just like the unique, odd one in the family. But at the end of the day, I don't feel bad about it. So I don't get down to myself about it. I just understand and realize that about the truest situations. One thing I can regret about you, Pat, when we were living in Mallory, you don't know this. So this is the first that you're going to hear this.
I feel like I'm about to get punched in the face through them. So here we go.
Oh, no, not at all. This is very sincere. I wasn't always a good friend to you. So I regret that. Just plain and simple. I wasn't always a good friend to you. You held me down from day one. And I did fucked up shit to you, bro. And I apologize.
Oh, shit. That's real. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember shit, so it couldn't have been that big.
No, it was, man. You just didn't, at the end of the day, Tiz can tell you, when I want to be a fucked up person, you won't know. It won't know what it means till I tell you it's me. If I really want to be a fucked up person to you, bro. Just like I did Tiz when we was younger, and he never know till we was adults. I'm like, yeah, I did that shit. My bad, bro. That was me. But
yep.
I just want to let you know that I ain't always been a good friend to you, bro. I have not always been a good friend to you. But from the depths of my heart, I apologize. Because you've always been a good friend to me. And that's all my regrets.
Wow.
Shit, that was real, man. I kind of hit it. Yeah, I didn't see that shit coming at all, man. I mean, to today, I don't know.
Right there.
A lot of things I've learned is like, man, you know, people gonna be who they are, and people gonna be people. So I can't really fight it. But if it was anything that you ever done, I don't know. So shoot, man, I still love you the same, bro. Like that's just how it is. I know I've fucked up a couple of times, so yeah, kind of hit me hard, man. Let me get back on track.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sorry for your rear view mirror, bro.
Oh.
And for cursing you out that night. You didn't deserve that. And I'm sorry for throwing up in your car if I ever did. I'm pretty sure I did the night I lost my fronts. And
that was the Acura? Yeah, I think that was the Acura.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some wild moments.
The white legend like Liz Taylor.
Oh, yeah, I remember that line. Oh, man, I remember that line.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I was trying to be Lloyd Banks then. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Let's just put this in. All right.
Yeah, I did not see that going that way.
All right, Phace, when you had the shop. When you had the shop. And I remember I had we had went and did something, and I was just watching the shop. And I was like, man, I was bummed out or whatever for some reason. And then I just like this first blunt we smoked in like 3 months because I was looking for a job and shit. I'm sorry I threw up in one of your bags because I got too high.
Didn't know where that story was going, but okay.
Oh man, because people would come in, and I was just blah.
In
like,
there.
Man, it just fucked up my stomach, man. I just
he
had to
took
eat.
us around the corner and up the hill, but when he got there, all right, we're gonna just go up in the bag.
Easing up the moment. All right. One question, Phace. One thing that I would say I have admired about you is your business ethic, because it's like everything about you has been big business. You say you had social problems, but at ODU, I couldn't really see it, even though you didn't talk that much. But, you know, you were still the man on campus. So without talking, that's something to be like glorified and celebrated. So the one thing I will say, that was my main thing that I admire about you, your business ethic. So one of the main questions, if I had always had for you, was if it was like an investor and, you know, sky's the limit as far as the money, what would be the business you would want to start first, like your first venture or whatever?
If we're thinking about with an investor, I'm thinking about a wide market appeal. And right now, we're looking at the major cash crops coming into play. Is once again cannabis, marijuana. Those who listen, who do smoke, realize this: every interaction you've had with someone with marijuana has been a positive conversation, positive interaction, and you've met a lot of friends and made a lot of friends while smoking too. My idea for the investor would be an app that links people up. So have you ever seen How High when Method Man and Red Man got together? You got blunt? You got weed? Hey, link up. So app somewhat like that, just making linking up people in the area where you have something like Twitter who people are looking to link up. It'll be something like one of those apps or I don't know. I don't use a dating app, so I don't know the name of it. The joint where you right a slide left or something like that. Whatever that is. Something like that.
Slide?
But for somebody who smokes, because no,
Chris
what this shit
Cross.
that match or something. It's when you slide and you try to get a match. But for the application, like something like that, where you can slide to the right, slide to the left, where people's little profile about just them being a smoker. You feel me? Like, because you don't want to go smoke somebody who talk about some weird ass shit or something. Like, you just link up with somebody. Shit, I got a blunt over here. I'm trying to smoke. I want to smoke with myself. Let me go to the app. Boom. This other person got a blunt. They're trying to smoke too. Hey, you play the game? Cool. I play the game too. Let's link up. Boom. But with the app, you'll have all the security protocols, so you ain't linking up with no psycho. You feel me? You got to go through background checks and everything to be on the app. It's all of safety. But that'll be my first idea. I got a lot of ideas as far as just with investors. Then I'm getting into dog breeding now, and I'm also in the fashion. I'm trying to see if we can do dog breeding, like dog clothing lines. You feel me? So that's a big thing. And with cannabis coming back into it, you got the vegan clothing line, but we need to get back into hemp. And for dogs and for animals, hemp is a lot breathable. It's a quality material. It's breathable, and you don't have to worry about really nothing with hemp. You feel me? So bringing in hemp clothing for animals, so that would be a good thing because there's a market for that. It's a big market for people with clothing on their animals. The animal market is big, and then anything as far as healthy wise, anything seeming to be healthier or more conscious on the environment is very big now. So going with the clothing line, the hemp clothing line, that'll be something big for an investor. But as far as it just have to have something that's going to bring equity in. When business, I don't look at quality, I look at quantity sometimes. But you got to find a subtle balance between the two. You want quality and quantity. A lot of people, when they go into business, they just want quantity, money. But if you don't know how to balance your money and you have quality to what you're doing, you're going to lose all that quantity real quick. And the same thing, if you got a lot of quality and you don't know what you're doing with it, you ain't going to have no quantity. So you have a small ass load to get off of high quality, but where's your residual turnaround? So it's all about plotting and planning. I get that from my mom, really. My mother had a business. She used to be own her own beauty salon when we first moved to Georgia. And just seeing how she ran that and just being her own boss, I always wanted, people always ask kids what they want to do when they grow up. And I can never tell somebody one thing I wanted to be was number one profession. I just wanted to make money. And that's it. I saw my mother always making money, and that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be a beautician. I didn't want to be an astronaut. I mean, you can tell, I want to be an astronaut just because I like space, but I never really want to be an astronaut. I want to be an engineer. I didn't want to be an engineer. I just like the way to put stuff together and visualize how to break it down, put it together. So I just like those aspects as far as wanting to dwell all into one thing. That was never me. I just like making money. So I mean, as far as being an entrepreneur in the business realm I'm in, I like that because I mean, currently I got 3 or 4 businesses I'm trying to get off the ground all at once. We got the Podnas podcast. We got this going on the ground. I got the Podnas closet. I got Phace and company. I got the breeding company. I just got the first dog for that. So a couple months I'll be breeding him. I'm trying to get another dog so I can go ahead and breed those. So I'm between doing the stud fees and breeding and just selling the exotic dogs. Just that. So I mean, just trying to find a niche where I can flourish. You feel me? And continue. Yeah. I've been working for somebody else since I was 14. I'm 38 now, so I've been working longer than most people. You feel me? I got the years to retire, but I don't have the age. And so working in the fields I worked in from 14 to now, running the business is easy. To me, I just have to have the opportunity and the capital to do it. And that's the only thing, getting that capital. But we'll go into that later on when I get to the top 5.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Here we go. Well, yeah, that's why that was always a question I always had in my head. Like, if I had a load of money to give this nigga, what would this brother? Excuse me, we had that whole talk.
All right.
Episode 20. All right. So, all right. Big other question. When did you get into fashion?
Around 2005, I got my older god brother, Ramon. He had just started his own clothing business, a clothing store. He just needed somewhere to store it. So we were storing it in my college, in my dorm room. But with me storing it, I was also selling stuff with him. So I mean, just got into it. Like growing up as a child, I always liked to dress. You feel me? So I mean, my mother raised me to, when I leave the house, I don't only represent her, I don't only represent myself, I represent her too. So I need to look the part. So as far as matching, putting my outfits together, that was always one thing. So when I got into the actual store, after we was using the dorm, I actually got into the store as an associate. It was just something I like doing. I'm gonna come dress a certain way. So helping others pick out outfits, that was one thing. But then I got to actually want to design myself because I saw how easy it was to just make a clothing design. All you gotta do is put your thoughts on cloth, and someone who wants to buy it. You feel me? You never know what somebody could wear. I could put a big smiley face on a shirt with a tongue hanging out. Somebody gonna buy it. So it's just all about, for me, that fashion thing. All it came about just trying to understand the different people and putting them in something. So when I was in the store, you get a person come in, they may want an outfit for the weekend. I talk to them, converse with them, see what colors you want to rock with. And I put an outfit together for them. They're like, damn, that's hot. All right, cool. I got you from head to toe. The hat, shirts, pants, accessory, and the shoes. All right, and this is the total. Let's get out the store. But that's one thing. But wanting to actually create it and then put it on somebody, that's something totally different. And that's where I'm at now mentally. With the stores, we got if I had more time, I have more designs out. But with the kids and everything else I got going on, it's kind of hard for me to do what I want to. But I can't allow that to be roadblocks. I got to continue with my own process, continue to self-motivate myself to my elevation, because if I let those things hinder me, I can't blame nobody else but myself. So I just got to realize I got to keep pushing on. Fashion it's a hard market to break into because you have so many different lines. But my end game is not to be one of them high end fashion departments or fashion retailers. My end game is just to get in the Walmart.
True.
My end game is getting my stuff in the Walmart because look at this. You sell 2 Gucci shirts, you made a couple $1,000s. How many Walmarts is in the world?
Couple of thousand.
Exactly. It's a lot of Walmarts. It's a Walmart in almost every country on earth. You feel me? So how many people walk by that shirt or that piece of clothing every day in Walmart? I ain't never been to a Gucci store, so what they sell there I would never know. But I go in Walmart every day for something. So my clothing line is more directed to the common person, the person who don't have $100 to go spend on something just because. So that's my end game, is to get my simple but stylish clothing into a simple ass store where I can get a lot of eyes on it and get those dollars, because I worked at Walmart before, so I know how much money they can make on a random Friday. On a random Friday, any day, any given week of the year, Walmart can see $350,000 easy, and that's a short day. That's not even a big day. Just think of how many people bought that shirt, and that's $350,000 that's gonna come back to me. And if you're cutting off the middleman, if you got that many less people with their hands in the pack in the product, more of that profit is coming to you. Sure, Walmart gonna take theirs off the top, but what's my cut? What's my deal? My deal gonna be better with Walmart than it is with Gucci.
True.
So that's my end game with my fashion. I'm trying to get into stores like that. So I mean, I could ever get a buyer or something to see, like, damn, I like that. Yeah, shoot, go ahead and commission me for it. Y'all can be. I'll sell it right to y'all, and I'll make product just for y'all, right? Because I know I'll be set. My kids will be set. That's generational wealth right there. Walmart ain't going nowhere no time soon.
No.
And if they purchase from you, they're gonna be purchasing from you for a long time. Once they see if your product is invested, your product selling in multiple stores. So once your product is taken on multiple stores in multiple regions, you locked in. So that's where I'm going with mine. So Ramon and everything got me started in fashion 2005. So now in 2021, I'm on my own path with fashion, trying to do something different. But I still look up to him as far as fashion, because when just dressing, he taught me some different grown man shit as far as dressing. So I mean, my mama taught me how to match it and put it together, but cultivating it and really seeing the difference on a grown man level as far as how to put the clothes together. I get that from mom.
Well, you definitely put it to work at that shop, because if y'all ever, viewers, if you would have ever seen Phace in action, like someone would just come in and be like, yo, I got to do this event tonight. I need something. And just like if you're ordering something online, he'll come through, look at like his inventory, pick out the shirt, pick out sometimes even have shoes there. They have something to, he'll know what to put together to bring out the little simple colors in a shirt or whatever that match with you. He'll look at you and then look at what the inventory has and then fit it all together so it can work with you. Like I've seen him in action. It's some amazing stuff to look just. And it was like clockwork, you know.
It's an art form, man. Because I mean, like different complexions look better in different colors. You feel me? Just me being the complexion I am, a dark skinned person. Like I know what colors I can put on dark skinned people to make their skin pop and make the color as well complement their color. Their skin tone will complement the color and vice versa. You feel me? I know if you're a different type of person, you come in your eye, and I can look at your eyes, and your eyes just automatically stand out to me. I know I can put a certain outfit on you to make. You feel me? To get that attention right there. You feel me? So if you're a female, you come in and you're a certain type of body type, and you want to buy something, I know how to put something on you to accentuate the positives of you or hide the negative. You feel me? So I mean, I get deep with the fashion, but I really don't have no like outlet where I am, but what I'm doing. I mean, it's all about the opportunity. If I get the opportunity in that field, please believe me, I'm gonna jump on it. But it's all about the opportunity presenting itself. So I'm gonna still put the work in to continue my own SMEL in that field. But if I get a outside opportunity, I'm gonna definitely take that and start my SMEL with that outside opportunity as well.
True. So, with the as the businessman that you are, where do you see yourself in 10 years from now? Not even with business, just life in general. 10 years from now.
Now, with most things, like I said, I think about everything more than once in different ways. So I'm gonna give y'all two different outlooks. So the first one is a positive one. 10 years from now, I see myself alive. I see our content and our podcast flourishing on a different level. Hopefully taking up onto a possible TV show and putting the syndication by that time. I see my kids in 10 years. Shit, I have a 23-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 13-year-old. So,
oh man, yeah.
At 48, I'll be dealing with a bunch of different stuff with my kids, all on different levels. So, I mean, I look for my kids all to be healthy there with me. Hopefully, family members, and of course, my close 5 friends that I have still flourishing and alive and kicking, and they're all doing positive. Hopefully, I won't be working for anybody, and I'll just be doing the business thing and just being an entrepreneur solely between this, the breeding, and the fashion, because I really got a passion for this breeding because I love dogs. So, I mean, I don't see me stopping it no time soon. Now that I got the dog, I ain't stopping it no time soon. It takes a lot of patience, but hopefully in 10 years, I'll be to the point where I want to be, where my kids know how to do it, and I can sit back and just continue getting residual income from what I've done and show my kids, and our business can flourish.
That's real.
At the end of the day, everything I'm doing now, I'm just trying to set seeds for the future. I know life ain't guaranteed, so that leads me into the other outlook as far as 10 years. No man knows his days or his time. So in 10 years, if I'm not here, I look for my kids to, one, the oldest be getting out of school or getting into graduate school. My middle baby, who will be 6, 7, going to be 17 on that year, getting ready for college. Neither one of my girls being pregnant, all being wholesome and doing what they're supposed to do, thinking about life and getting their business handled first before thinking about any relationship type shit. But that all comes with hormones and the guidance if I'm not here. My boy, hopefully my boy has learned something from me and my work ethic and those people I put around him and his uncles and his godfathers. And he's doing something positive in his life at 13 going on 14. Hopefully he's in some type of sports and not as sheltered as I am and have been growing up. My wife, if I'm not here, hopefully she's found happiness and she's remarried, because I would want her in my absence, if Lord the God takes me away, that she would find happiness. I don't want her to just go on and just be miserable and just be like, I'm going to just be without him. I would want her to be happy. That's one thing I don't want is any selfishness. You feel me? I don't want to be seen as selfish if I got to go. I want everybody to know I love them and I did what I did in my life just for the best of everybody that I love. But yeah, that's 10 years either way. If I'm here and God provides that time for me, I hope to be successful with my family, my friends surrounding me, and all of us continue to be successful in the ventures we have. If he decides to take me away, I still hope for that success with my family, my friends, and I hope that the loss of me will only further motivate those loved ones to do more and not hinder them as far as my loss. When I am gone, I just want everybody to celebrate. Don't celebrate that I'm gone, but celebrate the life that I had. I mean, I feel that how we celebrate things are reversed in life. We celebrate birth and we cry at death. It should be the reverse. Cry when the baby is born, because the baby is about. As soon as you come out that womb, you're growing, but your life is ending. When you're exiting this plane, you feel no more pain. Mm-hmm. You're ascending to something totally different. No one on this plane has a mentality to even begin to understand. So we all cry when someone died. We don't know what's next. Why cry? Celebrate their life. Celebrate the time they had. You feel me? Now, if we're talking about somebody who died young and a young baby, of course, shed those tears. But also at the end of the day, when you shed those tears, realize whoever you praise or whoever you pray to, don't make mistakes. And that's it.
That's real. And you'll be all right, man. With that way of thinking, God got your side, man. You're gonna be here for a while. Now, with me saying incomplete, he probably looking at me like, well,
all
right. You keep talking. But all right. So let's lead off on something a little lighthearted, because I know this is one of your things you really like. If y'all don't know, Phace is a movie buff, and one of my all-time questions for him: favorite action movie and comedy, because that's what I like.
My favorite comedy, most people don't think it's a comedy, but my favorite comedy is The Color Purple. That's the funniest movie I've ever seen.
Before.
You said that, my man.
When that lady look at Celie and she come put her head up and she in that drunken stupor and she's like, "You sure is ugly." That is the funniest shit I ever heard. That is the funniest shit I ever heard. Action movie. I really don't have no favorite to interchange because I really love action. But the top one that stands out in my head right now, it's a foreign film called The Raid or The Raid 2. I believe it's The Raid. It's some Asian police officers and they got to storm this apartment building. The whole apartment building is controlled on every floor by the toughest gangsters in their city. I mean, the whole apartment building. So as soon as they step in, the police is locked in the building. You feel me? So they got to fight their way all the way to the top. And every floor just gets harder and harder and harder and harder. So it's like cop. It's like only one cop make it to the top.
Feel like a video game.
Yeah, damn, it basically is, but the shit is banging. If you never saw The Raid, it's The Raid, THERAID, The Raid. Watch that, John. If you love action movies, watch that. But outside of those two, another comedy I like, another comedy and action. My other favorite action movie just growing up is The Last Dragon. Everyone says a horror movie. I fucking love that. That is a theatrical masterpiece to me.
You are
That is a
last dragon.
right. That is Barry Gordy's theatrical masterpiece. And they would have made a part two, but the shit fell through. That's why they never made a part two. If anybody in Hollywood listening, do not reboot that movie. Do not remake that movie. You will only mess that movie up. You cannot remake The Last Dragon. Do not attempt to do The Last Dragon. Leave The Last Dragon alone. But other comedy, exactly. Other comedy movie. I gotta say, I'm gonna take it back to Whoopi Goldberg, man. I like Jumpin' Jack Flash. It's one of her solo comedy movies, man. It was supposed to be like a mystery, something like that. But Whoopi Goldberg is a comedian, so just like most of these, just like with Axel Foley, Eddie Murphy when he was playing $48 and stuff like that, she flipped it up. She was still doing her comedy thing, but she still showed her serious side. So that's a good movie to me. So my favorite. Yeah.
Didn't see that one coming. That's different. I like it.
Yeah, that was a crazy pick. That Raid movie kind of remind me of that new Judge Dredd or whatever.
Yeah,
they trapped in there, but going through those different levels or whatever. That sounds kind of like it's kind of like when you play Mortal Kombat and you go up to every level, pretty much.
And if you like hand-to-hand combat movies, like that Raid shit is nothing but pure hand-to-hand combat. Like,
we'll check that out.
It's like that.
So, all right. And last little question here: if it was 3 things you can change to make the world better, what would it be?
Mental health awareness is one. Speaking just from personal experience, it's hard to talk about what you're going through mentally. It's always easy to talk about what you're going through physically and the bills and the normal stress, but when you're really going through something mentally, you really don't know how to actually put it together in words to tell somebody else. And 9 out of 10, somebody else is not going to understand what you're going through mentally because they're not going through it mentally. So,
hell yeah.
Mental health awareness, more mental health awareness will really change a lot of stuff. I believe it would stop a lot of these mass shootings too. Of course, a lot of suicides would be avoided, and possibly some murders. Because if you're on the edge and trying to murder somebody, you just then yourself know right then it's something mentally just broke. But if you can get somebody to actually talk to somebody who can understand you and actually help you verbalize what you're truly feeling, how that homicidal rage, that maybe get you to stop wanting to kill somebody.
That's very
So, second thing, if I could change it, the effect that the mass media has on the outlook that people have, and the grasp that it has on so many people. I know you're supposed to get your news in the news, but years ago, news stopped being news and started being entertainment. So we got to start looking at how people get their information and the way it's presented to them, because it's more opinionated now. So I would definitely change that.
News is trash.
Yeah. For when I was living in Norfolk, for 5 of those years, I never watched TV because it was too much propaganda. So, and everybody was like, "Did you see this?" I have no idea what you're talking about because I don't watch TV. Oh, you one of them book people? Nah, I don't like reading either. But I'd rather read because I can decipher what the truth is in that. When you're trying to give me some shit off TV, you're just trying to tell me this is what I all believe. But I always got to go to my old school shit. I believe half of what I'm told and nothing of what I see, because there is a place called Hollywood where they can make anything up. So you gonna
Yeah.
believe what you see. I don't believe nothing I see. I believe half of what I'm told because I gotta get the information for myself at some point. I gotta
Sense
make
is
sure
lie
it's
though, so I feel you.
exactly. You feel
Still
me? So, I
debating the
mean,
moon landing.
third thing I'd change is how can I put it into words and people understand what I'm saying? The ignorance of the masses. I would change that because nothing that's happening now is new. The only thing new now is technology. So as people are so appalled with the things that's happening that are being publicized on TV, or oh my God, I can't believe this happened. If you know history, you realize how the world works.
Yeah.
When we spoke on that January 6th thing, and we all said, "When anybody surprised, why should I be surprised?" Our country was founded on violence. So are we surprised when they show violence? No, I'm not. People act like they're surprised because the slave trade had so many repercussions and still affecting Black people now. Have y'all never heard of what happened when one culture took over a different culture? They would kill all the men and boys, destroy all their literature, impregnate the women.
No.
And that only y'all have what we tell you you have. No history, and you'll know what's going on. I'm not surprised. People say I have an old soul. I don't have an old soul. I just have an educated brain, and I know history. So being I'm educated to history, the things that are happening now, that's just human nature to me. I just see history repeat itself. I just wish that just with as history repeats itself with people, and we learn life lessons in our own individual classes, I wish as a mass we learn from our history repeating itself too, so we won't continue to repeat our history. We've talked and marched for decades. Nothing changed. As a people, and I'm talking about Black people, we as a culture must look to every other culture that came into this country and face the same hardships we have. Because just because different cultures are Caucasian don't mean they ain't have our struggles. The Irish, when they came over here, they went through hell. You feel me? The Asians, when they first came through, they went through hell. They go through hell now too, but they went through hell when they first came in. You feel me? Now, Blacks, we didn't come in on our own. A lot of cultures came under their own volition and then faced hell. We were brought here, faced hell then, were given freedoms, and then faced hell again because we were given freedoms by people who supposedly brought us over here. What you mad at? What you mad at? The country's not ours. When was the country yours? You decided you brought. That's like taking your kids on vacation and getting mad because they there.
Yeah.
People, you brought us here. You brought me here.
Yeah.
Now, we don't want you to be responsible for us no more. We're telling you we can be responsible for ourselves. So at some point, telling you it didn't get to you with the Irish people told you we need these freedoms. Don't treat us like this. The Irish made you do it. The Italians made you do it. The Hispanics back in the day made you do it. We have to stop asking them to do it for us. And we have to make whatever changes need to be made. So let that be the fourth thing I would change. Change this timidness of a revolution that's been cooking for so long. Because that slave mentality that was whipped into us hundreds of years ago, it still lies there. That's why there's no true action behind our words. Because we're also still scared of what they can do. Well, they can do this. Can they do it to all of us? Because if you really stand on your belief, you're willing to die for your beliefs. Don't stand for nothing that you ain't willing to die for. Now, if you're really willing to die for that shit, whatever scared mentality you have will instantly dissipate. Because the slave mentality, as we all see, the slaves that fought back, that mentality they tried to whip into them, dissipated instantly. Once they figured out they had a fuck enough and they was willing to fight back. I'm not saying go get violent, but I'm saying stop so much talking and put some actions to what we want. Actions is represented and respected. Let's stop talking so much, people. Now, I know it's a comment of, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, I do something every day because I work in an all-white community as a very dark-skinned black person, I don't take shit from nobody, and I make everyone come in there and give me the respect I deserve. I don't kowtow, I don't do nothing. So that's what I do for my environment. I show a positive example of a black man in an all-white community. Continuously. So that's what I chose to do, because at the end of the day, I can choose to not to do it. I'm like, no, I don't work here no more. Fuck this shit. The job too easy. Yeah, it's easy. It's shit what I do. But I choose to do it, not for the pay that I get, because I can obviously be getting paid more somewhere else. I choose to do it because of the change I put into all these people who come in there and think one thing when they see this face and leave with a total different outlook when they saw this face. Now go somewhere else and see somebody else that with this face that looks like mine and have a different mentality when you see that person now, because you don't just think, oh, all of them are like this. Because your interaction with me, I'm going to change your fucking mind. That's my actions and not just my words.
I think that was the perfect way to end the interview.
Yeah, with some bars in there.
Yeah. That is Phace, y'all. That is Phace. When y'all see that face, you respect that face.
What do you see when you see the face?
Damn right. I see the fucking shit.
But yeah, man, now you know all of the partners.
So now that the interview is over and we've talked about who I am, let's talk about my top 5 for this week. My top 5, I covered some of this stuff in my interview, of course, because my top 5 come from my mentality. So this week, my top 5 are the top 5 things that will stop your success. And after that, a little SMEL recap for those of you who are new subscribers who don't know what a SMEL is and what we talk about by SMEL.
Yeah, true.
So the number one thing that I feel that can stop your success are the people around you that refuse to or attempt to change themselves in their situations. It's more like the crabs in a barrel situation where people see you trying to get out and they keep pulling you back in and pulling you back in and pulling you back in, or making you feel bad about the success you have, or make you feel bad about what the changes. You feel me? You changing on it.
Why you don't wanna do that no more? Well, I'm grown.
Exactly. We can't continue to do the same. You're 21. You can't continue to do the same things you were doing at 15. So at 31, you can't be expected to do the same things you did at 21. And on the cusp of 40, on the cusp of 40, you can't be doing the same things you were doing at 31. So is it me changing, or is it them and their complacency of living where they're at, staying in the situation they're in, and not wanting to get any better? I'm not wrong for wanting to get better and do better for myself. You're wrong for trying to make me feel bad for trying to do that.
That's true.
Second thing is the personal I'm too busy mentality. As I said in the interview, I got a lot of shit going on. But what I want to do is that important to me, so I'm going to make time for it. We all busy because life will never stop. Unless you're just a person who does nothing, has no job, has no family, has no friends, and you got time to do everything you need to do. But most people don't have that situation. You feel me? Most people in the world got some type of other responsibilities outside of just regular, I'm going to work. Make time for what you want to do so you can succeed in it. If it's going back to school, make some time to go back to school. Rearrange your daily schedule. Rearrange your life if need be. But there's never a such thing as I'm too busy to succeed. Make time so you can win.
We win no matter what. I'm sorry.
All I do is win.
Damn right. Third thing is just the failure to see or correct your past mistakes. That's always going to stop your success. Because if you keep doing, you want to start your process and you keep hitting the same roadblock, you got to see where on that path are you potentially leading to that roadblock. You didn't do nothing different the second and third time, and you kept hitting the same roadblock. Well, start your path off differently then. Start somewhere new. Do something different. Learn from your past mistakes, because if you don't, you're destined to continue to make the same ones. You got to learn. If you fell on your ass riding the bike one way, get back on the bike, but ride it a different way. Try not to bust your ass. If you knew you turned left sharp that time and bust your ass, don't turn left sharp that time. Try keeping it in the middle. Turn it right slightly. Change it up. The fourth thing, and this affects more than a little people, more than a few when they're trying to succeed, is financial downfalls and the inability to properly manage your funds.
Business ain't right. It ain't right.
And that's just as far as your entrepreneurial mind or just your personal asset. If you can't pay your bills or just get your money right, nothing you're gonna try to do in life that involves assets and money are you gonna get right. It all starts on a personal level. You have to maintain your personal money before you can get into a company and maintain theirs. How can you want to run a business?
I get my money right. No, you pay your money right.
How can you try to run a business if you can't run your life and run your money? If you can't balance your bills and keep your business straight, how can you get into business and want to hold bill? Because your business will have bills too. It's not all about making money. It's about sustaining your money and getting residual money from your business. That's how you make money. Because no business you start out with is going to instantly start out making money. You got to be in a hole a little bit to get a profit. So I mean, if you don't know that you're gonna be in a hole, what you gonna do? Say your first couple of things and I got the money. Then you gonna spend that, and then how you gonna re-up? How you gonna get supplies? How you gonna go into debt more? No, you have to understand the financial structures of just life, period, and business before you get into anything. Understand the importance of a dollar. Not only what it means to you, but what it means to those around you. That's how you know how you can fluctuate your dollars and how you can balance your money more. Because a dollar may mean shit to you, but to the other two people that's working for you, that $1 can mean something big and something major. Rich people always be like, man, $100 ain't nothing. To you, it ain't. But you don't know who that $100 means something to. We live in the culture of the baller now. 99% of people on the internet ain't balling for shit. So everybody be like, $1 ain't shit. Y'all lying like a motherfucker. When them bills come, y'all be like, damn these motherfucking bills. Damn. I don't care how rich you are. You don't like paying bills. I don't care how wealthy you are. No one likes paying bills. But if they don't know how to balance that, and that's my thing, even the rich and wealthy have to have a certain understanding of balance in their money, because at a certain point, they don't understand it. So they go hire somebody else that understands it to another level, an accountant. But even then, if you're not on top of your financials, your accountant can short you and still be stealing money from you. So even if you got an accountant, you still got to know your financials. Don't let the lack of understanding of the financial institution of what we live in stop your success either. The fifth and biggest thing that always stops everybody's success is no planning or not enough planning to meet the strains of your success. You got to plan for what you want. If you want to start a small business and you want to do something like, okay, I want to start a bouncy house business. Don't start off with one. Start off with two. Start off with 2 bouncy houses. That way, especially in the pandemic era, if you just use one and you have another party, you don't have to cancel the other party because you have something that's interchangeable. You can be sanitizing one and have the other up. That way, the next day you want to have another party, you have rotation. You have to understand and plan for your stuff. If you want to start, like I said, I want to start a dog breeding company. I'm not going to get 2 dogs and got 2 kids in my house and a wife. That's a little bit more than I can bear right now. So I'm gonna got my male right now to start off. So my next plan, after I got my male, he gets up to 6 months, I can go ahead and start studying him out for a stud fee. I can take my stud fees, put my stud fees in the bank, take my stud fees, purchase the female, and then put my female and my male together. I'm still getting off my stud fees, and then the puppies from that, those would be my residual income right there. Because just starting out, I can sell each one of my puppies for the breed I have for at least $2,000.
That's real.
Mm-hmm. That's the plan. That's planning. That's planning for the success. There's planning making down the road, and as your plans come to fruition, continue to plan on top of those. Don't just stop planning. I succeeded. I won. What's next? Because you don't know what's next. Guess what? You're gonna stop winning. You're gonna start losing. Plan for everything. Plan for your success. Plan for your downfall. Know what to do in all instances. Always have a plan, because when you're just working off the cuff, you're gonna fuck up more than that. Yeah. Those are the 5 top things that I can think of that stop your success. But let me just give y'all a recap on what SMEL. And
smell yourselves.
You feel me?
Some
And what we always
gems.
got to know yourself. We got a lot of new subscribers who didn't come in or who may not even watch the content on what SMEL was all about. But just to let y'all know, SMEL means it stands for, it's an acronym, and it's not SMELL is how you spell regular SMEL. The acronym is SMEL. It stands for self-motivation, self-elevation, self-liberation. And that's the core of what I've come up with in my travels in life and my life experiences, or how to really succeed and excel in life. But just to give you all a recap and just a once over of the whole process, self-motivation. Self-motivation can only start when we are aware of all of our personal quirks, strengths, and flaws. You can't really motivate yourself unless you know who you are. And that's in totality. You got to know how you are a fuck up, why you fuck up, why you succeed, why you fail, why you dig your nose, why you digging your nose, why you drive. The littlest shit about yourself, you got to know why. That's the only reason, the only way you can truly motivate yourself all together. Because you don't motivate one aspect. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
Why?
You feel me? You motivate yourself totality.
Why? Why? Did he do
You
it?
got to know yourself. Once you know yourself, you can start motivating. So once again, once you're aware of who you truly are, and not who you see yourself as, because a lot of times we look in the mirror, we see ourselves as one person, but that's not who we truly are. We got to let go of what we see and hold on to what is real in that mirror. You feel me? It's it's like a lady coming home from a long night at the club, wiping off that makeup. You feel me? Come back to reality, who you really, that you want that person you made yourself up to be, with all that makeup on when you went to the club. So we all had to take that hard look in the mirror. You feel me? Once you see who you really are, you can go forward. And going forward on your real level. Once you begin to motivate yourself, the next thing to do is start to elevate. Elevation comes when we increase or obtain positive results in our respective quests. Elevation ain't always the instant, I get it, I'm done. No. Elevation is a continuous process. Motivation and elevation. Just say with our podcast, our motivation was
in the journey.
You feel me? We want to do it. The elevation was first thing, okay, we had to get the web page. All right, cool. We done? No. What's the next thing? All right, fellas, meeting. We need this. Okay. Elevation, next phase. We got that. Continuous process, motivate and elevate. But in that, you got to be mindful not to get consumed in the joy of that habit of success, because downfalls come along with every bit of success you get. If you're not mindful and once again plan for your success, you may be overjoyed or overthinking something and not even see a loophole or a downfall right in front of your face because you're so focused on your success that you just got. And as soon as you get that success, you grab that trophy, 2 more steps and you fall back on your face and you got to start all over again. Start right back over again. And then you have to be self-aware. Well, damn, why did that just happen? Why did that? Be self-aware from jump, keep yourself motivated and focused on your elevation. Don't just get consumed in it, but be focused on it. If you allow these pitfalls and roadblocks to sway your motivation, your ascent or elevation is not only halted, but destroyed, thus making your process of SMEL restart all over. This is where self-doubt starts to creep in. But it's here where that self-awareness really comes into play. It aids in combating doubt. Knowing who you are really makes you capable and fuels the motivation to reevaluate and re-elevate. Now,
elevation.
Once you reach your elevation phase, you have continued to thrive in that elevation. You have liberated yourself once you continue to thrive in it. So once again, once you reach repetitive elevations, you figure out how to liberate yourself. You've shown yourself what it takes and that you have what it takes to beat the odds. And that's the biggest thing. We can show everybody else, yeah, I got this. But are you really aware what you are capable of doing? Because once you are, nothing can truly stop you from attaining your goals. You realize your potential and you know what you're capable of doing now. A lot of people always say, you know what, you're so gifted. You know what, you got so much potential to do this, but we don't key in on ourselves and we don't see it in ourselves. If we see it in ourselves, we can attain those things and we won't have that, you know what, you could be doing this. You may be good at doing this, How about, you know what? You're right. I do that already. I'm glad you see that in me, but I saw it in myself too, and I'm already on that path.
That's
Do
real.
that. Be on your own path without somebody have to tell you what you gifted in. You should know this. If you're truly self-aware of everything about yourself, you will know your potential. You'll know what you can't do too, because you're self-aware of just that.
Know
Once
your
you show
heights and know
yourself,
your limitations.
there you go. At the end of the day, with your liberation, you see your better self. You see yourself in a better way of approaching not only your tasks, your situations, or personal goals, but your daily life. It's just not. It doesn't seem as difficult because you, once again, you have that self-awareness. You know how to motivate yourself, and you know how to sustain your elevation, so you can reach that liberation. And liberation is not only a one-time thing. That happens in any and everything you plan and plot and want to do in life. Cool. You want to get a job? Got the job. Got the interview. Liberation. I got the interview. I aced the interview. That's another liberation. I got the job. Another liberation. Paycheck. I got the liberation. Promotion. Got the liberation. Work up to own the company. But even when you work up to own the company, that's not the final liberation, because you want to continue to make money.
Nope.
Continue to improve your assets, improve your financials every year. So it's a continuous thing about liberating, man. Continuous.
That's real.
And once again, it all boils down to liberation only comes from the continuous motivation and elevation process. But it all must start with self and true self-awareness.
All
Without
about finding
that,
your purpose and sticking to it.
if it's like, we got to have an idea of who we are, not who we see ourselves as, who we want to be, or who somebody else sees us as, or who somebody else wants us to be. You are who you are, regardless. You can try to change it. You can try to mask it. Open up to yourself and understand who you are truly. Then nothing can stop you from attaining your goals. But once again, yourself. Because we are our greatest assets, but we are also and always will be our greatest hindrance as well. Smell yourself, man. Smell yourself.
Smell yourself.
Yep. Smell myself. I got deodorant on. Deodorant on. Yeah, no, I'm
unsure.
I'm pretty got that covered or whatever. This is pretty much the Phace episode, and Phace last episode said this was his favorite segment. And to tell you the truth, being that we started on Thursday, I didn't think we'll have that much for this segment, but the fuckery gods have given. Oh man, so you know it's time for the good and the fuckery. Oh man, I swear I thought I was gonna have to like just give the good and fuckery a vacation for this week, but man, the next day after Thursday, when we record,
from hell.
car rammed into the Capitol, and for two, what was it, like 2 officers shot or whatever, and it was on the It was on the 2nd of April.
Yo, what? Yeah, yo, DC is covering the worst part, and it's not even in like no urban areas. It's in the actual.
It's the place that actually make laws.
Capitol
and stuff.
Hill
It's
and
becoming
shit.
unlawless. I'm at work. Somebody come on my line and tell me, man, what you think about what's going on at the Capitol? It was like, something happened again?
Like, man, somebody's about to be more dangerous than being a rapper.
Yeah. Yeah, but to tell you the truth, now that you said that, it should be. it should be. Like,
you make laws.
I make music. I shouldn't be getting shot over music. You make laws. I can see how that could, upset some people. Allegedly. But
I don't know why I need to say allegedly, but I did.
I just went along with it because you my homeboy. So so the shock was it wasn't your normal Capitol suspect. It was a 25-year-old black man by the name of Noah Green from Indiana. And I'm like, why? Matter of fact, everybody's like, why? CNN is like, why? The police are like, why? They're still investigating. He
Come on, bruh.
he rammed into people, jumped out the car with a knife at an armed Capitol policeman. And that was the end of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one ever told him the age-old lesson. He
knew
running
that
a gunfight.
I don't know, man. It's like, all right, fuckery guys, you gave me a little too much, man. Like, I need some kind of good to balance this off or whatever.
He should have watched our other episode about the black lady getting locked up and knocking on the door. What he thought they were gonna do to his
Same thing. I want to point out though, all the people that asked the question, if it was a black person, would he have made it? Well, there's your answer. There's your answer right there. Now,
and living color.
Now, mind you, most people will say, well, it was because security was so high at that time. Well, actually, before that, the security had went down. There were still armed guards, but it was probably just not that many. And yeah, there's your answer. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Buddy, man,
America. But I said, come on, give me something good. Give me something good. I ain't getting nothing good from the fuckery gods yet. They just kept going. It just kept going. But I take that back. I got one good thing. All of the cops, well, so far, all of the cops that's in the George Floyd trial with Derek I still didn't learn how to say his name. Chauvin.
Whatever, man.
Fuck that nigga. I mean, anyway.
All right, Nick.
Derek, fuck him. Fuck him. Derek, fuck him. That's what I'm gonna call him. Anyway, they all testified against him. It seemed like everybody is testifying against him. The doctor that was there, he straight up was like, well, he was there before I got there. There was no point of me basically being there and stuff. So that's one good.
That's where they should.
Mm-hmm. That was one good. I mean, they knew if they did that, they would be under fire. But you know, it's America, man. I don't know.
I won't believe nothing until that final verdict actually comes down.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Final sentencing and all that.
With this fuckery, I feel like sometimes when I see the youth do stupid shit, I just like to look at all the stupid shit I was doing when I was young. To try to balance out so I can have a non-bias about it. But Quando Rondo had a virtual concert, which was the safe thing to do. It was the safe thing to do. Yeah. Now I will say that majority of the rappers that I listened to back in the day were some of the most vicious people
when I was a young lad.
When I was rapping. When they were rapping, pretty much. They were some of the vicious people I ever heard or whatever. But if somebody died, if somebody died, they have like, yo, I don't wish that on no man. You know what I'm saying? At least. Or whatever. But they don't got no rules in this age, man. Quando Rondo
is thugging out here.
Yep. He dissing King Von at his virtual concert, saying he'll piss on the man's grave and everything, or whatever. But I will say this. The good about it is fans were basically saying, all right, so why you say that? Why don't you put in the rhyme when he beat your ass the few times before he passed? Why do that? So it's not like people are just going with it.
These kids need to stop this shit.
He's seen to be going to Tekashi route, and yeah.
I don't see that going well.
From one disturbed youth to the next, I don't even want to report this because this shit is so nasty. This is so nasty.
Shit.
And I'm gonna get into
Some
it.
more, some more
Yeah.
busting it over for a real Satan.
Yeah, pretty much. All pedophiles should get shot. Anyway,
I mean that.
bad
Where are we going here?
bad baby, or however you say
The
it.
little girl? Dr.
BHAD.
Phil?
Yeah. March 26th.
Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby. However you say
Bobby,
it.
Bobby, the Bobby, Bobby, the
I probably call it
Bobby,
bad
the
baby
Bobby,
because she's white.
Bobby,
And if you say Bobby like that, it sounds like you're Jamaican. So I don't know. But
Bobby.
she turned 18 March 26th.
Okay.
And to announce that she's in the barely legal range or whatever, she released her OnlyFans. And in 6 hours, it made $1 million. And she priced it at $23.99. And I asked
She got a
you,
lot of little kids that like her. Like that's her age
yeah,
and shit.
but how many of them just got $23.99? Just
Also a good point.
you know what I'm saying? Like how many? I mean, yeah, like
Yeah, that is a lot of.
some of y'all out there kind of nasty, bro. I don't know. That she was 13 like 5 years ago. Like, have y'all just been watching the whole
you just
time?
said she was 18. I thought she was still like 15, 16.
Yeah, she like, come on now. Come on. And I know she seems to be one of those
dudes out here preying on
speculation.
little kids, man. That shit is
That's just trifling. It's just trifling.
You were sitting there waiting, like, oh, as soon as she turns 18, like, oh, come on, bro.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna give a leeway to the ones that just like, I didn't know that she was 18. When she was known for being ratchet at 13 on Dr. Phil.
I thought that was just like 2 years ago.
And you can Google that.
Mm-hmm.
Google everything else. So yeah, man, that's just nasty. Wow. Y'all nasty. Y'all just nasty as hell. I mean, hey, if OnlyFans your thing, go ahead. Pick your OnlyFans.
Man, it's some grown folk, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's definitely some grown folk. It's a plethora of grown folk just popping that for,
Oh, come on, man.
For less than $23.99.
Nasty motherfucker.
Terrible, man. Put that $23.99 to something else, man. I'm pretty sure you could have got a plethora of other OnlyFans to less than that.
Could have got an OnlyFans package.
Take that $23.99 and invest it into a stock, something that can have residual effect instead of some computer booty.
Computer booty.
Computer booty.
Computer ass.
On the same page. That's why we're friends. That's why we're friends. Oh man. Oh, this is the only good part of the good and fuckery, man. But that's laughing.
Yeah.
The rest of this shit.
It's one of the weeks, man. It's one of the weeks.
It's one of them. But the rest of it is all gossipy. Lil Uzi Vert just getting checked by young Miami's boyfriend.
Which one does he mess with?
I believe JT.
And then who the other one mess with? Carisha?
This guy named Southside.
Yeah, he messed with the other one.
Oh, okay. I can't keep up.
I'm asking.
Oh, yeah. The Lil Uzi Vert, he is with JT, I believe.
And the Southside guy is with who?
Young Miami.
Okay, that's what I'm okay.
Matter of fact, just in case, because I don't be I'm not into the shit.
If it's about to fade, I don't think Lil Uzi Vert wanted with Southside on the fade tip.
Yeah, I kind of looked at dude.
They need to just go ahead and squash it and just let it go. I mean, they dating two best friends, so
yeah, that's too much.
Might as well go ahead and be at least cordial at this point.
Too much. You can shoot the fair one without shooting and just go about your merrily little way. But I don't think that this generation believe in that.
They got the diamond on his head though.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he don't look like he play. I don't know.
Infinity Stone.
I don't like Thanos. Oh,
Shit
should
gonna go
aim.
great.
Oh man, Southside said you should have aimed for the head. I don't know nothing about this dude, Southside.
Mhm.
Let me put that out there. I don't know nothing about him. I don't know, but he don't look like he just gonna just let you talk shit about his woman like that. From what
Nope.
I'm saying,
Nope.
or
Nope.
whatever.
Nope.
Chet Hanks said he got stabbed by his girl. I
Who?
don't even care. Chet
Who is
Hanks.
that?
Chet
Tom Hanks.
Hanks is Tom Hanks' son, and for some
Okay.
reason,
Okay.
this guy wants to be black so bad. He said a couple of weeks back on Twitter, it looks like it's going to be a white boy summer. Like, sir, do you know that
What is
America
that?
was,
It's always
you
a
know,
white boy something.
yeah, do you know that America was became a country in 1776? Do you know how many summers it has been in this in America?
Okay. I don't.
All of those
A white
include.
boy something.
Do you know
All
how
right.
many 80s beach movies and 60s, 70s beach movies and just white summer movies? This American Pie 2. We have a whole film history of these types of. All right, so we're gonna just leave Chet Hanks alone because he was named after cereal, and that's what it looked like. His name looked like cereal to me.
Checks.
Yeah.
Plain as
I
hell.
that's what it sounded like to me. I probably have the spelling wrong, but
A lot of mayonnaise.
yeah. And to end the good and the fuckery, I want to just say positivity and positive vibes and get well soon to one of my favorite rappers of all time, which is DMX.
What the
DMX.
deal?
The love that DMX is getting is just I felt like
X one of them legends, man. He one of them ones.
They had a Virgil at the hospital or whatever, playing all his music and everything, and they were showing it around. I was like, Virgil? Yeah, see, like a
Vigil.
Vigil. I don't know how to say that.
Virgil is $1 billion man's butler.
That is that. See, that's why you there, Tiz, to let me know Virgil? What these words are.
You know, they had a Virgil up there, so they had a big black nigga.
Yeah, no. They had Static Shock. They had Virgil. Static Shock came through and gave DMX.
Hell no, bro.
That's what's up.
They had a Virgil at the hospital.
I smoked the blunt before I came. It's my scoop. But yeah. Get well soon, DMX, man.
Amen to that. All jokes.
Yeah. Just put this out there, man. DMX brought a lot of people together. You seen his old concerts and stuff like that. All those people in that crowd and everything.
Damn right.
Yo, oh man. At one time he was my favorite rapper. He came out with "It's Dark as Hell Is Hot," and then the same year Slipping. And I don't know any rapper that done that. Up until this
flesh
age,
of my flesh, blood of my blood, boy. Boy, we had all them Jones back in the day.
That was my class.
My albums was on, boy. Yeah.
But yeah, you got to get up. You got to get up, DMX, man. That would hurt. That would definitely hurt. And
if you get a chance, people, watch that Rough Riders documentary.
Oh yeah, I've been watching that, y'all. Yeah, it's been good, man. I watched a segment about Swiss Beats or whatever, because I always you saw the transition. It went from that dark Dame Grease and PK feel, and then all of a sudden it was that upbeat Swiss Beats feel, and then I always thought I didn't realize that Swiss Beats was pretty much our age when he came out pretty much, and he was just he was learning the game right then and there or whatever. They said they didn't really fuck with his beats. They said Rough Rider anthem, DMX wasn't even really fucking with that beat. You know what I'm saying?
15 minutes.
And that's one of his biggest songs, pretty much. But man, it was good so far, man.
Yeah, catch that. It's good. It's good stuff.
But yeah, that was my good at fuckery. Surprisingly so. It's surprise like the fuckery guys always come through, it seems like. Sad to say.
They always will. They always will.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing as though fuckery gods always come through, another thing that always comes through is black businesses. Phace, what's our black business of the week?
Well, he didn't give me his information. So we go since he failed to send me the information, we gonna promote all black business. We gonna promote all black business, and then when he finally did send it, I can promote it for him. But
Phace, what's our black business of the week?
We're gonna go with, once again, we're going with the Podnas Closet. Is the apparel merchandise store for the Podnas podcast. We can be reached at teespring.com/stores/Podnas-closet-1. That is spelled PODNAS-CLOSET-1. Once again, Podnas-closet-1.
It's the first time in a minute he spelled out closet.
Yeah.
Gotta let y'all niggas know he can spell.
Yeah, I stopped trying to get that, but I realize there's more people out there that can't spell they can. So I figure I spell it.
Right on. Pat, tell them about oh, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No,
what did you say, Faye?
Now they got no excuses. They can't say, well, I didn't know how to spell it. Now you do.
If you didn't know, now you know. It's not closest. It's closet.
It's closet.
But it should be the closest to you if you go ahead and order now.
Yeah.
Pat, tell them about Godlike, man.
All right, as you can see, that's the title emblem right there, Godlike or whatever. It is a comic book story about set in the future. Pretty much the Earth gone through a lot of things. Humans are beginning to evolve, start to gain powers or whatever. And the main character he's just a guy that just want to be left the fuck alone, pretty much. But he's forced to be in situations where he got to save the day. Pretty much. He lives in a town named Fall Town, an island in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle, and it's like one of the last free nations on Earth. And that Fall Town is like a refugee town for people. And he protects the town from gangs and raiders and invaders and, stuff like that.
That's fine. So
it's fun drawing.
So get ready for that to be coming out, people. And here comes the obligatory donations. If you happen to want to financially support us, you can go to buymeacoffee.com. You can support for as little as $1 or sign up for a $5 membership per month. Buymeacoffee.com/the Podnas or Patreon/the Podnas. Either way, we're there. You can also support by sending in cash donations to Cash App. $Podnatiers, $Podnatiers1, $Podnatiers1. And yeah, other than that, we're on all your social media, all your podcast platforms. Keep listening. The best way you can support is by sharing the content and commenting on the content.
Comment, subscribe, share, like, comment, subscribe, share. Since y'all like,
make sure you comment. The conversation is what we're here for, and that's what we're trying to have. You disagree with something we say, put it in the comments. You agree with what we say, you want to build on it, put it in the comments. We will be back with our live show this week. We got y'all. This past week we had tech difficulties. I couldn't figure it out. So but we will be back this week with that. Other than that, man, keep rocking with us. We're rocking with y'all. What you got to say, man?
If you got videos that y'all want us to comment on a live, man, bring them in. You just comment, oh man, my light bulb just blow out. That threw me off. But yeah, if y'all have videos y'all want us to comment on or any subjects y'all want me to comment on, us to comment on, just go ahead, send it to us. You can DM us the video or whatever at ThePodnas for Twitter and Instagram. And just, you can just find it. The easiest way to find us on Facebook is just in the search, put ThePodnas, and you'll find our Facebook page. Tiz, Phace, Pat are the partners.
Google us.
Yeah. Or
just go to thepodnas.com. Everything's there. Click on it. You can get it all there. But otherwise, man, as always, I am 1/3 of the partners. It's your boy Tiz, along with
the other third, the Padawan. Yeah, because I got to say yeah every time I do something. Yeah. And Phace in the
place. Yo, we out, man. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
See y'all next week.
Thank y'all for tuning in. We love y'all.
Yeah, see y'all Sunday 9:30. We back live. We out here. Peace.